Hello everybody, welcome back to another video game analysis, and today I want to analyze the direction of the Star Fox series and why why Nintendo should make a new one. Really, I mean that's really my ultimate motive of this, because I really want a new Star Fox game. I want more experiences with Star Fox, especially more cohesive ones than the GameCube titles in the past, which I'll explain later. Star Fox was another incredible, ingenious series by the great Shigeru Miyamoto. What made Star Fox so great was because it had all. It had it all. It had the classic style. It had the classic gaming style that was used since the Atari days. The space shooting in space. That's always fun and cool. That's the thing with Star Fox. It's so cool. Everything about it is so cool. From what story it has to what ideas it incorporated, and the innovation of the Super Nintendo title and the N64 title. And then we had some problems with the GameCube titles, and then Fox became someone you saw in Smash Brothers and whatnot. Well, let's start from the beginning, and I'll explain what I mean. Where else to begin with this great franchise but the first game on the Super Nintendo? A lot of people think that the first Star Fox game was on the N64. Arguably it is, because the 64 version is a remake of the Super Nintendo version. Something you don't see very often, but I'll talk about that when we get to the 64 version. The original Star Fox played a big role because it used a lot of ideas to enhance its ideas in gaming. You see this cutscene? At the time, you would just say, "Oh, this is just a cutscene," just something to show off the game. But that is the actual gameplay of Star Fox, and it's just amazing what this game pulled off at the time. You have this map here that's really nice, which uses split pathways. So much thought put in this game, and it's really cool. You know, you can't go wrong with shooters in space. It's just so cool. It's like we're going to Corneria, a very famous part of Star Fox, and Fox is just cool. You know, that's just all I can say. Fox is cool. Like it's just everything about it, except for Slippy. Now look at this. I like this opening scene because it shows all the perspectives this game's going into. And boom. That's the thing with Star Fox at the time. At the start of the Super Nintendo, everyone thought of going left to right, and everyone thought of going vertically, up and down. But nobody thought of going forward for a whole game. Like Sonic 2 did that in the special stage, but this is the whole game. You're going forward. This is also the beginning of polygon graphics in a way, if you really notice. Which is why Star Fox is one of the games that took full advantage. That's why it was which is one of the reasons why Star Fox 64 is such a great game. Which again, I'll get into when that time comes. Star Fox is just fun, you know. It was a different new experience, and in many respects, the remake and the 3DS remake is still a breath of fresh air in the gaming world. I really enjoyed the 3D remake as well, and oh man, it's just so much to say. Look at all this stuff going on. There's no slowdown either. I mean, arguably there probably is, but again, it did a great job taking advantage of the hardware it was on, and you just never thought you'd see something like this. Many shooters and racing games in the future would use this mechanic. This is a full, well, at the time, this is what could be considered a full environment going forward. I mean, you can't look backwards, but it's a very close start to 3D gaming. A very big milestone, especially for the great Shigeru Miyamoto. And it's just like, look at it. It's so cool. All this stuff going on, all the shooting, the adrenaline probably pumping, and it only got better when it got expanded. This game has hallmarked a lot of great ideas that only innovation make. Star Fox was a game that was just got popular because it's just a good idea. It was you always had your space shooters, but this one went forward literally. You had your vertical shooters, you had your left to right, horizontal, right to left shooters, but you never had one like that. And it really expanded ideas from many games. And here we are wanting a new Star Fox game where back then it was something that we never that got canceled left and right. We never expected a remake for the N64 because we never really heard of that kind of thing. We figured they'll make a sequel or something, but no, because Star Fox had a lot of, because even Shigeru Miyamoto said Star Fox had a lot of potential and something, and he wanted the N64 to bring that game forward because he knew that was something that should be bigger than what it was, even though it was pretty big to begin with. And Star Fox looks gorgeous on the N64. Even I mean, it doesn't hold up to this day, but it's still a very good-looking game. And with that, you had so much new ideas incorporated from the original Star Fox, so much new dialogue and voice acting and all that, and it really showed this is what the Nintendo 64 can do. They took a game from that showed what the Super Nintendo can do, and they put it and they said this is a game that can show what the N64 can do too, as well as finally put Star Fox even higher to its potential, and it's quite an accomplishment. Star Fox 64 was very rare to see a remake of the game, especially for the Super Nintendo, off to the N64 because there were two very different consoles. And you see, Peppy agrees with me, and it's just so amazing how this game upped the ante. Like there's so many new ideas, and it ran so smoothly. And this is still one of the best looking N64 games to this day. And it's just no wonder why Star Fox got such a great fan base. This remake was so good that everyone usually thinks this is the first Star Fox game. It's amazing, really. Now, when it came to this idea of going forward and shooting, we have now 3D gaming, but this is just a whole new idea in the library. Something Star Fox was known for, and something Star Fox can still do. What I really wanted to do this video for was to express the fact that Star Fox is cool. People love Star Fox, and a lot of people are asking for a new game, but I don't know. I don't think they're asking hard enough. I don't think it's like, because it doesn't seem like it's a big agenda on Nintendo's plans right now, unless they really, really know that people want this. You know? I mean, come on, in all reality, they're a business. They're not going to do something unless they know it'll be successful. It's not playing it safe, it's playing it not losing money on a project. If someone 5 blocks away, if you were in a store and someone 5 blocks away said, man, I wish that store 5 blocks from here would have a bit more of a selection of bagels, you're not going to hear them. I mean, it'll be obvious to everyone around them, around all their neighbors and whatnot, and then they'll agree with them. Yeah, they should have more bagels, but this company doesn't. These people don't know. You don't know. I mean, like, you'll think that, yeah, but you don't. You think that, yeah, it seems pretty obvious, and people say it once in a while, but it's like you don't know if it'll be successful. You only heard like what 2 people say something. That's how it is in a nutshell. That's what happened with Earthbound, and now we're getting it on the Virtual Console. We gotta ask for a Star Fox game. And what I think Nintendo is probably, I don't think they're afraid to make a new Star Fox. I think there's not much they know how to do it. There's not much they can really say. They're not sure what to do exactly. Because The idea here is, how are we going to advance it? It was the same thing announced with F-Zero. Miyamoto went out saying, yes, we understand people would like a new F-Zero game, but we're not sure what to do. And that's another factor besides the fact that they don't know if this will be successful or not. What are they going to do? And I'll explain this later in the video why I think they probably are a little unsure. But for now, let's just stick to here. For one thing, look at this. This can work again. The idea of rail shooting, you have, in Star Fox, you have different trails you can take, one easier than the other, and if you make all the right moves, you can actually lose levels, lose objectives, and will create a different story. So many arcing story lines and whatnot. It's quite an accomplishment for a game, especially on the Super Nintendo, and being remade on the N64. Because Miyamoto said this game wasn't unlocked in its full potential until it reached the N64. Despite the fact that the Super Nintendo game was so innovative already, it still needed a little more that the N64 can give. Then 3DS came along and made it bigger. So the question asks, do you want a new Star Fox game? Well, we gotta scream. You gotta say so. Star Fox is exciting to people. It has adrenaline to it. You know what? When you're playing, you only go forward. That's a pretty simplistic way of saying there is no turning back, and that's a cool feeling for a video game. Plus, again, you're shooting in space. You're beating aliens. It's like a childhood dream. That's something you want to do. It's fun. And that's all that matters. It's fun. It's quite a concept, isn't it? The whole idea here is Star Fox, and here in all range mode is a little different. You're still looking forward, but you're able to go all around. That's something pretty cool too. But in the whole scheme of it all is there's no turning back. That's what I think makes the ultimate goal this game has for how a player experiences. You really feel like you can't go back. You really feel like you have to keep fighting forward. You have to, even if you lose, even if you lose a certain mission, you still have to go. Even if you lose a partner, you still have to go. It's a cool feeling. Along with the fact that this is such a, you can't go wrong with space shooters. They've been done since the Atari days and Space Invaders. It's a classic concept mixed with innovative ideas and innovative story even. Star Fox here, his father was in a group with along with Peppy, the oldest member of the Star Fox team, and Wolf was among this team as well as I always forget the pig's name. And what happened was this old Star Fox team disbanded because Fox's father, James McCloud, Fox McCloud, got killed, and he was killed by Wolf, who joined his own evil team that the pig followed. So Peppy got his son and started something big. Started the new Star Fox team to protect everyone. So Star Fox, it had two branches of his career. It had the before GameCube and after GameCube. That's the way I see it, because I'll explain a little more about it. I know this is a theme. I'll explain about it later for this episode, but this basically just know that the Star Fox GameCube titles took a big turn from the original series, not because they wanted to, but because that's just how it was, regarding a situation with Rare, which I'll explain later. Basically, what's going on is Star Fox is someone that you really don't know where he's going, and you just want to see a new Star Fox. But we can't be we can't just beg, we can't just scream. We have to really show them that it's worth making and that they can make one, because Star Fox has been everywhere, and the problem with Star Fox is it had a lot of unfortunate circumstances. It got canceled on many occasions. There was going to be a Star Fox 2. There was going to be a virtual console Star Fox, but with all these canceled games, who knows? Who knows? Not virtual console, Virtual Boy. Basically, the idea here is, where is Star Fox? That's our question, but We're not questioning where can Star Fox go, especially since he had such different games after Star Fox 64, and we had a remake on the 3DS, which is a great sign, but, you know, in the end of the day, what are you going to do? So the argument, it's still there. Should Nintendo make a new? Well, it's not really an argument. Even I'm on this. Nintendo should make a new Star Fox. He's well over the need for something new, for a new game. And come on, Fox will look awesome in HD. If he had one of the best looking games for both the Super Nintendo and the N64, he'll have a great looking game on the Wii U. Problem is, and will this be a seller? Honestly, I don't think so, because it depends on your view of the two GameCube titles for Star Fox. Well, at least the ones I know of. There were a lot of canceled Star Fox games. There's going to be a Star Fox 2 on the Super Nintendo. There's going to be a Star Fox game on the Virtual Boy, and I think there's going to be a Star Fox game on the N64 disc drive. But that's another. But you know, those were canceled games. The two games famous in the N64 for its mixed bag of opinions were Star Fox Adventure, was it? No, Star Fox Adventures. Yeah, Star Fox Adventures. I was thinking it was Star Fox Temperatures, name that reference, and Star Fox Assault, which the Star Fox Assault model is still used to this day for Smash Brothers. It's a very mixed bag of opinions, especially Star Fox Adventures. A lot of people say Assault did. I never played Assault, but a lot of people say it did it a little step further. It really depends on who you're talking to. I've played Adventures. I didn't hate the game, but I didn't love it either. A lot of people either I love it or I hate it. One thing the Adventures could have done to make life better was to have more R-Wing section stages. It was all on one planet, and honestly, that's the thing. With all these mixed opinions and at the time everyone's disappointment towards the new Star Fox games, which were very anticipated since Melee, the question begged, what is Nintendo going to do? Because, let's face it, Star Fox 64 is a masterpiece, and it's hard to expand on a masterpiece. You know? It's hard to know what to do, but at the same time, there's plenty of things I think people can come up with. For one thing, I truly believe that Star Fox could benefit from the ideas that Star Fox Adventures had. Not story-wise, because I didn't really like the story that much, but more on the lines of cohesion between the real Star Fox brand and what Rare came up with. Because the Star Fox series at that point wasn't really supposed to be Star Fox Adventures wasn't really supposed to be a Star Fox game at all. It was originally just going to be a Rare game that featured a fox. And then one day Miyamoto came up to them and said, "We have a fox character too. Let's put Star Fox in that game, and it'll sell." And you know what? It's a mixed bag of opinions. It really is. It had a Zelda-esque feel, which I thought was wrong, but at the same time, for what it was an okay game. I really have problems with it. Star Fox Assault, I'm not sure of. I heard it was an improvement, but still, it wasn't the same Star Fox. For one thing, the one thing I think a new Star Fox game can have is, I like the idea of what Star Fox Adventures did, having Fox walk around on planets. I didn't like the staff, I didn't like the magic stuff, I didn't like a few things. But I like the concept of the Star Fox team investigating on a planet. Why don't we have games where you fight in space to get to this planet where a mission is, while having a mission itself getting to the planet, and then having a dungeon within the planet to solve? I think that's a cool idea. You could it'd be cool to have customization for the R-Wings. It'd be cool because of the ability to land on planets, go to shops or whatnot. I think it's an interesting idea. I think the gamepad would be nice. You can have bombs on the smart bombs on the touchscreen. You can watch your shields and gauges, and maybe you can use that if you wanted to. You could probably use a gyro as the piloting controls itself. Of course, you can always use the analog stick. It's just a nice option, you know. Some ideas, you know. That's all Star Fox needs. Some ideas for this new console, and I do believe Nintendo's making one, and I do believe they really intend on making a Star Fox game. I'm very certain, just like they are with the Metroid game. They're very excited about Metroid. But again, if they're not, which is unknown at this point, we really have people who want this game, including myself, have to be louder. I love Star Fox, and I love the idea of having him return. But in all reality, what are you gonna do that's not Star Fox 64? That's why I think we should try the ideas. We should try to come up with something. You know, I think so. It's just it all boils down to Star Fox is beloved, and the fact that we want him back is amazing. I mean, honestly, Star Fox was, I can imagine, other than Star Fox 2's cancellation, it was probably gonna be a one and done game. They had nothing planned really on the GameCube. They gave it to Rare. They gave the character to Rare to use for their game. It begs the question: was Star Fox supposed to end a long time ago? We gotta convince Nintendo that it's not. Star Fox has time to really expand. Maybe we can know more about his father. Maybe we can make a game about his father in general. I'd like to see that. Wouldn't you? That's what it boils down to. We want to see it, but people have to know. Star Fox is still cool. I mean, a lot of people love playing as Star Fox. I know a few Star Fox mains in Smash Brothers. I know a lot of fans who want it. It's a very common reaction. A very common request for Nintendo. I think we should give it a chance. And I think we should convince them that Star Fox has more ideas. Star Fox can continue. Whether story-wise or gameplay-wise, we don't know. I mean, it'd be cool to see Star Fox with cutscenes. I mean, get a better voice cast, in my opinion, but still, get the whole team together again, and it'll be a great experience. And honestly, I think a Nintendo Land should have some DLC because the stages, because attractions. Cause Star Fox would have a cool attraction. I'm just saying. Well, as always, you know, thanks for watching. Thank you for watching, as always. You know, gotta say that. That's just something that you should do because you guys rock. And let's try as hard as we can for a new Star Fox game because I think it can happen, and it will. I am very certain it will, because in the end of the day, I think even to this point we're at now, Nintendo is hearing that Star Fox would be a good idea because, but it's just they gotta just think of what they're gonna do. That's all. But again, to really make sure, I think we need to be louder. I mean, I'm I was hoping like before Miyamoto said what he said about F-Zero, I was one of the people fighting for that too. I mean, I'm not really much of an F-Zero fan. I never really got into it, but I still fought for it because I knew people enjoyed it and I wanted them to enjoy it. I fight for any game any respectable game that deserves some love, you know. And you know what are you gonna do? They can't come up with a good idea for F-Zero. They said there's not much they can think of right now, so just hold back a little bit and they'll come up with something eventually, is basically what they said. But we'll see. Star Fox, I think, could be a little more simpler. And who knows? I'd like to hear your ideas, if you want, you know. But, you know, thanks for watching again. Next time, I actually want to... way back in the day, I talked about why Sonic was popular in the beginning. I want to talk about Sonic's entire direction to this day, since we have the up-and-coming Lost Worlds coming out. For those who don't know, in the future, this video was made before then. That game came out. So I want to talk about the direction of the Sonic franchise. I've kind of done that already with the Bickering Gamers as a first thing, but I don't think we really touched the ground enough I wanted to. It was very early Bickering Gamers. There was only 3 of us at the time, so if you want to watch that too for a little background thoughts, you're welcome to. But for now, I'm gonna try to do a little more with a little more detail. I want to really dissect Sonic's history and why he went to this Dark Ages thing, or why he came, and if whether or not he's coming back, we'll see. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.